जय राधा माधव जय बिहारी ये गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन सदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीर वनचारी यमुना तीर वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ वरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीर वनचारी यमुना तीर माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय बिहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा माधव राधे जय राधा माधव राधा माधव राधे जय राधा गिरिधारी राधा गिरिधारी राधे जय राधा गिरिधारी राधा गिरिधारी राधे जय राधा गोविंद राधा गोविंद राधे जय राधा गोविंद राधा गोविंद राधे जय जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ स्वामी जय जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ स्वामी जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेव जय सुभद्रा जय बलदेव जय सुभद्रा जय गौरा निताय जय गौरा निताय गौरा निताय जय गौरा निताय जय गौरा निताय जय गौरा निताय गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल गौरा हरि बोल जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव जय गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव श्री जय राधा गोविंद जी की जय, श्री जय राधा गिरधारी की जय, श्री बलदेव सुभद्रा जगन्नाथ भगवान की जय, श्री श्री गौर निताई की जय, श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Anyone can repeat?
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskrityam
Narayanam Namaskritya
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Naram Jaiva Narottamam
Devim Saraswati Vyasam
Devim Saraswati Vyasam
Tato Jaye Mudirye.
Tato Jaya Mudire
Sruvantam Swakatha Krishna
Shivatam
Punyatam
Shagata
Shavata Krishna
Punya Sarvanam Kirtanam
Punna Savana Kirtanam
Kirtanam
Hirdayanto Yasohaya Bhadrani
Hridiyam Kasturiya
Vidayantastahiya
Vadrani
Vadrani
Vidunoti Sutta Satam.
Vidhunati
Switching computers. Hang on. Set my computer.
So Prabhuji, I am starting from reading
Hang on.
Lilamrita.
Prayasiva Bhadresu Nasta Prayasu Abhadresu
Prayasho Bhadreshu
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Bhagavati Uttam Sloke
Bhagavati Uttamaśloke
Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki.
Bhakti Bhagavati Naistiki.
Before reciting this Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead, Narayan. Was that echoing sound? Wait. Unto personality of Godhead, Narayan, unto Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being. Unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasa, the author of Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, where's this noise coming from? Is it my computer? Do you hear that noise?
Yes,
Hare
so
Krishna.
you hear from your computer.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhu, maybe you have two devices open, so that's why it's sound is coming.
Yeah, one time.
Yeah, so one of the device needs to be close.
Okay.
That's better. Abash Prabhu, would you like to read the Prabhupada Lilamrita first while we wait for Rasparayan Prabhu to join us?
Yes, Mother, I'm starting now.
Thank you.
Prabhupada's Lilamrita, chapter 4, How Shall I Serve You? And page 65, the last para. An hour went by, 2 hours. The already small gathering in Srila Bhakti Siddhanta's room gradually thinned. A few sannyashis left, excusing themselves to tend to duties connected with Parikrama camp. Only a few intimate leaders remained. Obhoy was the only outsider. Of course, he was a devotee, not an outsider, but in the sense that he was not a sannyasi, was not handling any duties, initiated or was not traveling with the parikrama, but had joined only for a day. In that sense, he was an outsider. The philosophy of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati was speaking, was speaking, however, was democratically open to whoever would give an ardent hearing, and that Abhay was doing. He was listening with wonder. Sometimes he would not even understand something, but he would go on listening intently, submissively, his intelligence drinking in the words. He felt Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati revealing to him the direct vision of the spiritual world, just as a person reveals something by opening a door or pushing aside a curtain. He was revealing the reality, and this reality was loving service to the lotus feet of the Radha Krishna, the supremely worshipable personality of Godhead. How mercifully he spoke, and with utter conviction and boldness. It was with such awe that Avoy listened with fastened attention. Of course, all Vaishnavas accepted Krishna as their worshipable Lord, but how conclusively and with what sound logic was the faith of the Vaishnava established by this great teacher? After several hours, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati stopped speaking. Avoy felt prepared to go on listening without cessation, and yet he had no puzzling doubts or queries to place forward. He wanted only to hear more. As Srila Bhakti Siddhanta made his exit, Avoy bowed, offering his obeisances, and then left the intimate circle of sannyasis in their row of tents and went to the outside the circle of tents. His mind surcharged with the words of his spiritual master. Now their relationship seemed more tangible. He still treasured his original impression of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, the same kata. But tonight, that single impression that had sustained him for years in Allahabad had been enriched and filled with new life. His spiritual master and the impression of his words were as much a reality as the stars in the sky and the moon over Vrindavan. That impression of hearing from Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati was filling him with its reality, and all other reality was forming itself around the absolute reality of Srila Gurudev, just as all the planets circle around the sun. The next morning, Avoy was up with the others more than an hour before dawn, bathed and chanting mantras in congregation. Later in the morning, the tall, stately figure of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, dressed in plain saffron, got into the back seat of the car and rode away from the camp. Thoughtful and grave, he looked back and saw loving forward gestures of his followers. Avoy stood among them. Hare Krishna. So I've stopped here, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Rasparayan Prabhu. Your audio is switched off, Prabhu. Prabhu, we can't hear you. You need to switch on your audio.
What about now?
Yes, thank you, Prabhu.
Okay, today's reading is Srimad Canto 4, Srimad Bhagavatam, the creation of the fourth order, chapter 18, Prithu Maharaj milks the planet, text 827 to 29. Interesting. I haven't got much, there's not much purport on it, so let's see what happens. Evam pritva adhaya pritvam. Anybody? Evam pritva adhaya pritvam.
Evam prithadaya prithiti.
Annadam swannam atmanaha.
Annada
Sannam
Shabdam
Atmana.
Annada swannam atmanaha.
Annada Sannam Atmana.
Doha vatasadi behedena.
Doha Vatshadi Bhedena.
Doha Vatsadi Vedena
Doha Vakshadi Vedana
Shira Vedam Kurudvaha
Shira Vedam Kurudha
Shira Vedam Kurudaha
Shira Vedam Kurudha
Yavam Pritva Daya Prithvim
Eva Prithvi Adaya Prithvi
Nada Swannam Atmanaha
Annada Namatmana
Doha Vatsadi Vedena
Doha Vatsadi Vedana
Shira Vedam Kurudvaha
Shira Vedam Kurudvaha
Yavam Pritva Daya Prithvim
Evam Prithvi Adaya Prithvi
Annada Swannam Atmanaha
Annada Namatmana
Doha Vatsadi Vedena
Doha Vatsadi Vedana
Shira Vedam Kurudvaha.
Shira Vedam Kurudvaha.
Would you repeat, please?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare.
Dandavad Pranam Prabhuji. Evam Prithvi Adaya Prithvim Annada Sannam Atmana Doha Vatshadi Vedana Shira Vedam Kurudvaha. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I am also trying.
Yeah, please.
Evam prithadayo prithim annada sannam atmanah doho vatshadi bhedena kshira bhedam kuruddaha.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah, Mata.
Evam prithvadayah prithim annadaha swannamatmanah doha vatshadi vedena shira vedam kurudvaha. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Evam Pitam Adha Pitvam Annada Swanam Atmana Doha Vatsadi Vedena Shira Vedam Kurudvaha.
Thank you. Anybody else there?
Yes, Prabhu, I'm trying.
No. Yeah, sure.
Evam pitvadayam prithvim annadasannamatmanah doha vatsadi vedena shira vedam kuruddaha. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Anybody else? Nobody? Okay. Evam, thus, Prithvi Adhya, King Prithvi and others, Prithvim, the earth, Annadha, all living entities desiring food, Su Annam, they are desired food stuff, Atmana, for self-preservation, Doha, for milking, Vatsadi, by calves, pots and milkers, Vedena, different, Shira, milk, Vedam, different, Kuru Udva, O chief of the Kurus. Translation. My dear Uddhav, chief of the Kurus, in this way King Prithu and all the others who subsist on food created different types of calves and milk out their respective eatables. Thus they received their various food sources, which were symbolized as milk. Okay, text 28. Tato mahipati prita sarva kama dudha priti duhite chakrema prema duhitre vatsala. Tato mahipati prita sarva kama dudha priti duhitre chakrema prema duhitre vatsala. Yeah, somebody please.
Hare Krishna. Tato mahipati prita sarva kama dugam pritu dvitrive chakre mam premna dvitir vatsala.
Hare Krishna. Tato mahipati pritaha sarva kamo dugham prituho duhitritte chakare mam premna duhitri vatshalaha.
Yeah.
ततो महीपतिः प्रीतः सर्वकामदुघं पृथुः दुहितृत्वे चकारे मां प्रेम्णा दुहितृवत्सलः.
Anybody else? Yeah. Tata, thereafter, Mahipati, the king, Pita being pleased, Sarva Kam, all desirables, Dugam, producing as milk, Pritu, King Pritu, Duhitreve, treating as his daughter, Chakar did Imam unto the planet Earth, Premna, out of affection, Duhitra Vatsala, affectionate to his daughter. Translation. Thereafter, King Prithvi was very satisfied with the planet Earth, for she sufficiently supplied all food to various living entities. Thus, he developed an affection for the planet Earth, just as if she were his own daughter. Okay, next check. Look up. Churanayam swadhanusya kotasya sorry. Churanayam swadhanusya kotaya giri kutani rajarata bhumandalam idam vainyaye prayakshakere samavibhu. Churanayam swadhanusya kotaya giri kutani rajarata Mandalam idam vainyam prayaksha chakrena samavibhu. Somebody please.
Churnayam sadhanuskotya giri kutani rajarat bhumandalam idam vanya prayas chakre samam vibhu. Hare Krishna.
Turnayam samadusha kotra sadhanusha kotra giri kutani rajarat bhumandalamidam vainyaha prayaschakre samam vibhu.
चूर्णयं साधनुषुकोट्या गिरिकूटानि राजराट भूमण्डलमिदं वैन्यः प्रायश्चक्रे समं विभुः.
Churnaya sadhanuskotya girikutani rajarat bhumandalam idam painya praya chakre samam vibhu.
चूर्णयं साधनुष्कोट्या गिरिकूटानि राजराट भूमण्डलमिदं वैन्य प्रायश्चक्रे समं विभुः. हरे कृष्ण.
Thank you. Anybody else there? Okay. Churnayam, making into pieces. Swa, his own. Dhanu Kotaya, by the power of his bow. Giri, of the hills. Kutani, the tops. Rajarat, the emperor. Bhumandalam, the whole earth. Idam, this. Vainyam, the son of Venu. Praya, almost. Chakre, might. Samam, level. Vibhu, the powerful. And we got bit of purport in this one. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. After this, the king of all kings, Maharaj Prithu, leveled all rough places on the surface of the globe by breaking up the hills with the strength of his bow. By this grace, the surface of the globe almost became flat. Generally, the mountainous and hilly portions of the earth are made flat by the striking of thunderbolts. Generally, this is the business of King Indra of the heavenly planets. But King Prithu, an incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, did not wait for the King Indra to break up the hills and mountains, but did so himself by using his strong bow. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Lokanath Swami Niti Namne Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namne Namaste Saraswate Deve Gaurvani Pracharne Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Pascharta Desatayane Mukam Karoti Vachalum Pangum Lagadayat Giriham Yat Kirpatam Ham Bande Guru Deen Tarani Om Gyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chaksurmritam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Utapada Kamalam Sri Guru and Vaishnavam Cha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajiva Sadvaitam Savdutam Parijana Sahita Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakha Vanchaka He Krishna Karna Sindhu Deen Bandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanistute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatru Bhayascha Kripa Sindhu Bhayavyevacha Patitanam Pavan Bhayo Vaishnavyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityanand Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Yavam Pritva Dea Prithvim Annada Swanna Atmanaham Doha Vasadi Vedena Chira Vedam Kurudvaha. My dear Vidur, chief of the Kurus, in this way King Prithu all the others who subsist on food created different types of calves and milk out their respective eatables. Thus they received their various foodstuffs which were symbolized as milk. Next one, Tato Mahipati Prita Sarvakam Dugham Pritu Duhitve Chakrarema Premana Duhitra Vatsalaha. Thereafter, King Prithu was very satisfied with the planet Earth, for she sufficiently supplied all food to various living entities. Thus, he developed an affection for the planet Earth, just as if she were his own daughter. And the last one, Churanayam Swadhanu Stakotya Giri Kutani Rajarata Bhumandalam Idam Banye Praya Chakre Samabhibhu. After this, the king of all kings, Maharaj Prithu, leveled all rough places on the surface of the globe by breaking up the hills with the strength of his bow. By his grace, the surface of the globe almost became flat. So, I tried to find out see here in the sloka 27, the translation, the last sentence says, thus they received their various foodstuffs, which were symbolized as milk. I checked the database, could not find any classes or lectures by anyone who dwelt on this matter I wonder if anybody has found something. What does that actually mean? Could anyone throw some light? I even checked Bhanumara's latest classes that he gave in the temple, whether he highlighted or mentioned anything on it. I could not find. Has anyone, because otherwise I will be speculating on it. Anybody? The question is, how can you milk all the foodstuffs? Remember the Prithvi Maharaj made Swambhu Manu the calf, and he was shown hands as pot, got the herbs and grains from the earth, and the sages used Braspati as the calf and used the senses as a pot, the vessel to collect the milk on, and got the Vedic hymns. And the Devatas might Indra the calf and use golden pot, and so got the nectar. Daityas used Prahlad Maharaj and iron pot, got liquor. Gandharvas and Apsaras used Vishwasu as the calf and lotus flower as the pot, collecting vessel, and got musical art and beauty. Pitras used Arima, unbaked earthen pots as collection as pot, and they got food offered to the ancestor Kavya. And Siddhas and Vidyadharas used Kapil Maharaj and they use the sky as the collection food. How can you use the sky as collection food? Pot and use got Siddhis, the art of flying, mystic power, and Kim Purusas used Maya and got mystic powers of disappearing at will. The Yakshas and Rakshasas, Bhutas and Pichasas use Rudra. Remember, Rudra is an incarnation of Lord Shiva, uses skulls, got beverages made of blood. Snakes and scorpions use taksha. Snake holes and mouths got poison. Cattle use Nandi. Forest is grass. Carnivorous lion use forest and got flesh. Bears use Garuda, stomachs, insects and fruits. Trees, banyan tree and delicious juices. Mountains use Himalayas and peaks of hills and got minerals. Now, the question is, how do you milk these things from the earth? Could anyone throw some light on it, please?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah, Prabhu.
I think as the Prabhupada has mentioned there, it is symbolized as milk. Everything comes
that's
from
what I want to know. What does it actually mean, symbolized as milk?
So, because everything comes from the earth only. No, everything, whatever we need, we get from the earth, and only skilled persons can get it. These persons are very, very skilled. Even today, if you want to extract something from the earth, to create something out of beauty from the earth, we need a very skillful person, like architect or engineer or any such skillful person. Only they can create. So these people use these skillful persons to extract what they needed from the earth. So and Prabhupada has mentioned that it was symbolized as milk. Just like milk sustains us, all these other beautiful things from the earth also sustains us, like music, art, various other nice things from the earth. It sustains us, just like milk sustains us. That's what I understood from what he has mentioned there, Prabhu.
Yeah, but the question is, how can you milk it out of the earth? Milking process, you squeeze the udder of the cows and you get milk out of it. So how does this thing is explained, understand, symbolize. I have the same understanding as you have. I'm trying to get a bit more clarification on it, see what others are, what others view on it.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, that Mother Earth is symbolized as a cow here.
Yeah.
So that's why it's symbolized as a milk. All other things is coming out as a milk. Because
yeah, carry on. Carry on.
Because earth is symbolized as a mother cow.
Yeah.
So whatever Prithu Maharaj is trying to milking from this earth, so it's symbolized as a milk.
Yeah, that process of milking, that's what I'm trying to get some explanation on it.
Yes, Prabhuji, I think Pushop Mother Prabhu and Mataji has also clearly mentioned that is from the earth. And because we are getting the things from the earth, we need something in a process. The milking is here symbolic, and also it needs to be taken with the love and affection. Just as cow is affectionate to his calf and he gives the milk, similarly we have to follow the instructions of the Lord to get the things from him. And also as Pushop Mother was rightly pointed out, that we need the experts. Similarly, in each of the cases, they have engaged their expert people and their leaders, in other words. So that way we have to get the things from the earth in the way prescribed. And also it is mentioned that one has to get it by proper means. That is the term they have used.
Yeah, what I'm trying to get to is the process of milking from the earth. All the other parts are good. You need experts like the demigod, everybody who wanted whatever they wanted, they put a proper person in front. So I'm trying to get the explanation or understanding of the milking process of the earth. How do you milk the earth to get all this stuff? Remember, it's the stuffs are herbs and grains, the food stuff we eat, and then Vedic hymns. How do you milk that out? Liquor and all music. Music is music and art and beauty. It's not solid stuff that we can hold like milk is. We can hold it and feel it, but these things are hymns. You can't hold it. But I'm not trying to confuse you further, but I'm saying, how do you milk these things out of the earth?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. I think this is a reciprocation process.
Sorry, what process?
Reciprocation process. Because of the affection, the reciprocation process starts.
And I'm trying to get to understanding of milking the earth. How do you
Hare
milk
Krishna.
the earth?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yeah.
So currently with our current technology and this, we can extract only the gross things from the earth. We don't know how to extract the subtle things, like the music and art and other things. We have forgotten because we have forgotten the knowledge. So now we only milk the earth for things like gross things like petroleum, iron ore, and various other things. That also is like a milking, because we dig into the earth and extract those things. We milk the earth. And even when they say don't milk the
word
don't
I'm
milk
looking. I was looking for extracting it. It's not. It's not like you get hold of a car. Like it's the word here is symbolized.
Yeah.
It's the process like we get milk out of the cow. So by cultivating like herbs and others in grains, and you need to cultivate the land and then plant, put some seeds there, plant in, and then you get things out. It's cultivation of the earth in the proper process, like you mentioned, digging out the oil and gold and other minerals. You have to dig out oil too. You have to extract it from the ground. So this is the process. Not this is what I was trying to get is you don't. It's not like you get hold of a cow and start milking the udders and you get all these things pouring out of the udders into the pots. No, it's not that. It's the proper process of getting it. And remember, the cow must first have a calf, a affectionate person who she is feeling affectionate towards, to voluntarily give out these things. Otherwise, as you probably mentioned, that everything's there in the earth, we need to first be qualified and have the idea, the know-how, how to get it out of the planet. And that's must be an expert milkman, like if you want to extract the oil, then it must be an engineer who understands the oil process of extracting oil out of the gold. You have to go and mine it and know where to go and do the mining. And second first requirement is the calf or a person whom the earth is affectionate towards, and the other is suitable pot to collect the stuff that we get out of the earth. Just as a cow cannot deliver sufficient milk without being affectionate to a calf, the earth cannot produce sufficient necessities without feeling affection for those who are Krishna conscious. Remember, the reason why the earth stopped, she actually hidden all the, going back to how it all started, she stopped producing, giving out all these, especially the food stuff, which was all in there. And that's where, when the Brahmins or the citizens complained to the king that we are planting things, but we don't get anything out of the earth. And that's when King Prithvi Maharaj got annoyed with the earth and started to kill or punish it. And the whole process was symbolizing the mother earth took form of an cow and started running first. She tried to escape. And then once she realized that she cannot escape too far away, she then started glorifying Maharaj Prithvi, but he wasn't pleased with it. He wasn't affected by all the glorification. Then she started pleading with him that you created me as well, and all the things that if you destroy me, where are you gonna go, and all those things. But then she herself told the reason why she has hidden these things, because people were started. The main process, the gist of the reason why she avoided or she hid the food stuffs. Can somebody tell me what was my particular reason why she stopped producing food stuff or giving out whatever she had? Anyone? What was the reason behind Mother Earth hiding all these things or not producing sufficient food stuff.
Too many sinful activities going on the earth.
Prabhu, it is
Yeah.
because of the demons. They are utilizing all these foodstuffs for their own sense gratification. That's why Mother Earth has to hide all her herbs and food grains.
Who are the demons?
Bena.
Non-devotees or non-devotees.
Who do not offer their
Right. Remember, main reason was that people were extracting things out of the earth, but they were not doing yajna, were not offering it back to the Supreme Person. Remember, that's the main thing. You are not giving it back. The food stuff you get is for the purpose, for the satisfaction, for the pleasure of the Lord. And these people had to stop. Remember, we're talking about Satyuga here. And these things, what we are going through, experiencing it now in Kali Yuga. These people were already doing that in Satyuga. Like now we are talking about scarcity of food and all sorts of things. People are moving away from doing the yajna. What was happening there at that time, and at that time, well, if you look at the literature, what's going to come later in Kali Yuga, so the same similar process will be going because there will be shortage of food. That's what Bhagavatam says. In Kali Yuga, things will be scarce, especially food stuff. And the reason being that people at that time had stopped doing offering or performing yajnas. And now too, though Srila Prabhupada revived it, and there are other acharyas are also reviving it. ISKCON is not the only organization that's doing Sankirtan movement. There are others. So what is the yajna, the process of yajna for this age?
Harinam Sankirtan.
Harinam Sankirtan. You're not having fire sacrifices and offering, right? At that time, later in the next chapter, Pitu Maharaj will perform yajnas, Ashwamedh yajna, and all sorts of yajnas. But for our age is the Sankirtan movement and Sankirna yajna. So when people do not perform that, that will be the reason why there will be scarcity of food stuff in this age, because people, though it's been revived, remember the golden decade, the first 10,000 years, when the people will be religious, everything will be good. But after that, our literatures, Bhagavatam tells us that the conditions will be very, very difficult. So thanks for the contributions. So I wanted to, that was my understanding of the symbolized. So I didn't want to speculate on it. So I thought I better get the views of others so that we are on the same channel. Any questions and comments? Comments and questions? That's all I can contribute in the absence of any purport by Srila Prabhupada. I don't know, last couple of lectures I heard this slokas didn't have much purport in it. Thank you very much. Anybody, any contribution?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji,
Hare
Dandot
Krishna,
Pranam.
Prabhu. Dandot.
Yes, of course, yes, you have rightly explained, how the source, cup, milk pot and milkman, how you derive that three things so nicely, and you are waiting for the exact word, because
Yeah,
nowadays
I was
word,
trying to get that.
yeah, that's beautiful explanation, and the way you dealt with very nice. Yeah, because today we are just extracting. We are not giving the affection. So affection has turned into an extraction, and that is how the mother is treating us in the other way. And Srila Prabhupada is explaining that if we don't follow the process of yagna, that means whatever we are getting, we need to be grateful. We have to return it in the form of worshipping the Lord. Then only Mother Earth will be happy, and she will bestow all the foodstuffs for our survival. And Srila Prabhupada already established ISKCON so that in this age of Kali, people can very simply do the yagna in the form of Hare Krishna Sankirtan movement. And this is very simple process. Anybody at any time, any places, they can do the same thing. And this way Mother Earth will be very happy, which is in turn, Vishnu will be very happy. And in turn, Vishnu through Mother Earth will supply all the necessities for our survival. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Prabhu, this Mother Earth is not asking that we pay back. Like when you go and purchase something in the supermarket, we have to give money. Or is that we in return we be grateful to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, what He is providing us, and what the process of being grateful is glorification and Sankirtan, Nam Sankirtan. That's the process. It's not asking us for give any money back or any of the grains or any process back, not even asking us to perform. All the big yajnas is to be performed in Trita Yoga. It's just simple, inexpensive yajna is Nam Sankirtan. Anybody else? Any questions? I'll try my best to answer. So before we round up, are we doing anything for Ram Navami? Anybody? Ram Navami starts next Wednesday, 9 days, hours.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Achal Krishna Prabhu is organizing, I think, 9-day Ram program, different location, different homes. I think it's already on the his Facebook. And in the south, we are organizing 2 days Ram Katha. I think it's on 25th and 26th. So we'll be putting out the posters.
Sorry, was that your second part?
Yeah, we'll be organizing 2 days Katha in South Auckland on the 25th and 26th. This is Saturday and Sunday. And we'll be putting out the information shortly, maybe a couple of days time.
Okay. No, I meant about our normal Bhagavatam class. Will it carry on or no?
Yeah,
normal, or are we going to do Ram Katha?
We will be carrying on normal Bhagavatam class.
Okay, yeah, that's what I. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, everybody. Thanks for listening.
Yes, guys. Rasparayan Prabhu ki jai. Shri Prabhupada.
Ki jai.
Jai.
Ananta Koti
Koti Vaishnava ki jai.
Jai. Shri Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Lord Premanande, Hari Hari.
Hare Hare.